Hey guys, Rosa here, and thank you for watching this video. I just wanted to do a quick little tutorial slash voiceover video for you guys, so I'm just gonna jump right into it just because I didn't really film enough footage to talk forever. So we're gonna start with our brows, and we're gonna go in with this Bravo Conditioning Primer by Benefit, and I'm just gonna make sure I'm getting every single brow hair and shaping it as I go. And I also just really like to run this through my top and bottom lashes. So I like to set my brow primer, and I just like setting my brow in general before actually working on them, just because products don't really stick very good to like skincare, I guess. It's like really slippery, so this just makes sure that there's no slip in my brow area so that the pencil has something to grip onto. So you can really use any old brow pencil. Right now I'm using this one because my regular pencil is the Urban Decay Brow Blade, but I'm out of the pencil side of that one, but I'm not quite out of the ink stain side of that one, so I don't really want to buy a new one until I'm completely out of that product. So I'm just going to go in with my second favorite pencil, which is that Benefit one I showed you, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill in any sparse areas. Let me know if you guys want a video specifically just on a brow tutorial, because I'd be more than happy to film that for you guys. So next I set that pencil with just a brown eyeshadow that matches my brows, and I just make the brow look a little more opaque. So next I'm just going to go to my Essence Brow Gel, and I use a ton of this in my brows. I really like a hairy, fluffy looking brow, so I just use a ton of this and it really gives that effect. And this brow gel does have fibers in it, so it really helps with that natural look as well. So this is hands down my favorite brow pencil of all time. It is double-sided, so there's a brush side that is an ink stain to make very hair-like strokes, and there is a pencil side, and it is a waterproof pencil, so it's just a really good pencil, and I can't wait to get a new one. Like, I'm really trying to use up the ink side so I can get a new one, but yes, please get this pencil. It's so good. So anyways, we're just going to go in with that ink side, and we are going to draw little hair-like strokes at the front and end of my brows and just along the top part of the brow to make it look super natural and super fluffy. And now we're just going to brush that through with a spoolie to soften up the harsh lines. So now I'm just going to go in with my Born This Way concealer for my eye primer. I am using cream eyeshadows today, so I just need a little bit of coverage to cover up my eye imperfections, but I don't need like a crazy eye primer to bring out like the colors, because that's exactly what the cream eyeshadow is going to do. So now we're going to go into those cream eyeshadows I was talking about, and these are the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize ones, and these are the shades Jean and Betty. And then before I dip into those, I just like to use my color switch, and it's just like a little thing that you can use to clean your makeup brushes off and get all the powders off so that you can dip into a new product without it getting all mixed in with it. So I just really love that. And I'm just working the color Jean all over the lid. So with cream shadows, I really like to work it in with a brush first, and then I just pat over it with my fingertips to warm it up and just really melt it into the skin. These shadows are so creamy and forgiving. Like, it's really hard to like mess up your look with these just because they are so forgiving and easy to blend. So now I'm just going to take that Betty shade and put that on the outer corner of my eye as well as in the crease. So this is kind of where I show you how forgiving the shadow actually is, and I'm definitely messed up with that Betty shade by just putting a little bit too much on there. And I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the leftovers from the jean shade and just spread that over it, and it's good as new. So now we're going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize palette, and it is designed to make your eyes look bigger and brighter, especially when paired with those cream shadows. And I'm just going to go right into that gold shade and throw that on the center of my lid. And of course, same thing to the other side. And now I'm just going to use the first shade in the palette on the inner lid. And now I'm just going to go into that matte shade and add to the outer corner and the crease. As you can kind of tell, Charlotte Tilbury is all about the glow. So I just like super love her eyeshadows, lipsticks, everything. It's just all very glowy and pretty and awesome, and I'm just obsessed. Now we're just blending and defining. And now we're just going to go into the prettiest shade in the palette. It is the shimmer shade. I don't really know how to explain what it looks like, but hopefully you can like see it on my finger. And I did put quite a few layers of this on, but I'm just really into shimmer, so you don't really have to put that much on, but I just really like it, so I did. We're just gonna get rid of that fallout real quick. We're just gonna line our upper lash line with a brown eyeliner, and I did kind of mess up, but it doesn't really matter because we go over that with a brown eyeliner later too. I'm just gonna use this little Wet n Wild pencil. I really like this one just because it's really smooth and it like glides on really easy. But yeah, you're just gonna use brown because it's really natural and just blends really well with the look. And I'm gonna set that with the matte shadow from the same palette. And now I'm going to go in with my Micellar Cleansing Water by CeraVe and just a little cleansing pad, and I'm going to go ahead and just wipe off any excess eyeshadow. So I really wasn't satisfied with the liner, and I ended up going over it with this Benefit Roller Lash Brown Liner instead. It's just a little bit more of a darker brown, and I just wanted it to be just a little bit darker. And I really don't want like a super thick liner with this look, so I'm just trying to stay as close to the lash line as possible. And of course we have to curl our lashes. So I'm always switching up my primers, but lately I've really been loving this combination of the Smashbox Primer Oil and the Milk Makeup Hydro Primer. So I go in with the primer oil first. And then after I pat that in really well, I go into the Hydro Primer. I really like to go in with this Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, especially if I'm not wearing any other kind of sunscreen, because it is a sunscreen as well. And it just makes your skin look very plump, and I really love it. And you can kind of use it as a foundation too if you really wanted to. So even though this has sunscreen in it, it does play really well under your makeup. Unlike regular sunscreens, they can sometimes make your moisturizers and stuff pill and come off of your face. That doesn't really happen with this, so I really like this in place of different sunscreens. But of course, you have to remember to like reapply and all that good stuff. But it does play really well. It's just exactly like a foundation slash moisturizer. It's like really, really nice. I can't really explain it. It's like really cold and nice on the skin. And then for some reason, I didn't really film me putting on my foundation, but I did go over that Complexion Rescue with my regular foundation, which is just my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation mixed in with my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. And I did go all over my face with that. And then I grabbed my L'Oreal True Blend, and I can't remember this shade, but I used that as a bronzer shade on my face. And I kind of just used my nail. My brush wasn't really like right next to me, and I didn't feel like getting up to get one, so kind of just used my nail to put my nose contour on. And I just go in over the parts of my face I want to highlight with the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. And then we just blend away. And then I really like to take what's left over on the sponge and just clean up under my cheekbone right where I contoured, just to get whatever may have gone into that area. And then I ended up breaking my nail, but it totally worked out because I was able to use my finger to finish contouring my nose and like blending it in. So then I just take my Coty Airspun powder and I set under my eye and clean up my cheekbone again. And I just set just a couple different areas of the face. And then I take my favorite powder, which is my Hourglass powder, and I just kind of go over the areas that I'm about to put some more powder products down on, so like my bronzer and blush area. And I just do that because this is a very smooth powder, and it doesn't really look like a powder on the skin. It just makes it like a very luminous, like smoothing finish. So I just really like this to kind of brighten my face. Also, sorry for any grammar errors or weird mistakes I make in this video. I'm obviously bad at speaking, so I also say and like way too many times, so I'm definitely gonna work on that. And then I just take my spoolie and brush out that excess powder. And I'm just gonna finish up with those same shadow colors on the bottom lash line. And then we're gonna go into our Ofra Hot Cocoa Bronzer Compact, and it is a nice little mix of highlighter and bronzer, and I'm pretty sure the highlighter in this is Rodeo Drive. But yeah, I really love this little combo, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze with that hot cocoa shade. So you'll probably notice that every time I use a brush on my face, I go in after with a sponge, and I just think this really helps to blend things in, and I do like to spray my sponges down with my facial spray. So it's also just really refreshing, and it just helps to blend all the product in really well. And for blush, we're gonna go into the Ofra Snuggle Up Duo Compact. I really love the cozy little names for these. And then when I'm all done with all my powder products, I just like to really set it down and melt it into the skin with a good setting spray. And right now I'm using MAC Fix Plus. I just started using it and I'm really loving it so far. I also really love a good beaming highlight, so I set my face before I do any kind of highlighting, just so there's a really nice, smooth, shiny base for the highlight to grab onto. I also really like to highlight my face in layers, so my first layer of highlight is actually the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I'm just going to use that and just lay it down over all the spots that I want highlighted, and I am going to go over that with a powder highlight. This is the Essence Pure Nude highlight, and it's like one of my favorite highlighters of all time. I found this one because of Kathleen Lights, and I just really like to use this for an all-over glow, and it doesn't look like super unnatural. This can look very, very I don't know, just like it says, nude, and it's just really nice and shiny, and it doesn't really look as cheap as it is. And then just for a little extra oomph, I'm gonna go into that really nice bright highlight and that Snuggle Up Compact. And then I got a few samples of this Damn Girl mascara by Too Faced, so I've just been trying that out, and I actually really like it so far. And I'm just gonna go ahead and coat my lashes in this. And then I'm just going to go in with that brown liner and line my waterline. And then I got this mascara for free from Ulta on my birthday. It was the December birthday gift. And it's an okay mascara. I like it better for like definition. It doesn't really give too much volume, but it's an okay mascara. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that, and I like to use this on falsies when I do put mascara on falsies, and I like to use this on the bottom lash line. And as much as I love big dramatic lashes, I just chose to keep the lashes simple for this look. It just felt right to have just nice, plain, simple little lashes. And I'm just going to use my clear lash glue. And I just try to line that fake lash up as close to my lash line as possible, like right on top of it. And I just try to squeeze it together and make it look as blended to my lashes as possible. And I don't always put mascara on falsies, but I did want to do that for this look, just to kind of finish up and blend that in a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and get some of that Fix Plus on a brush and just dip into those sparkly shades a few more times and just kind of top off that eyeshadow look just to make sure it's extra beaming. And then I just go into a good lip balm and I try to pat that in as much as possible just so there's not like a lot of slip when I go in with my lip liner. And then this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk matte lipstick, and I think it's the Matte Revolution lipstick, and it is super, super nice, and I love the color, and it is so girly and pink and natural and bridal, and it just gives me so many good feelings, and I just love this lipstick so much. And that's pretty much it for this one, you guys. If you made it through the full video, thank you again. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I love you guys so, so much. And drop some tips below if you have any for me. Comment some video suggestions down below, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.